NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services (CLPS) program has opened new frontiers in lunar exploration, significantly enhancing our ability to conduct scientific research on the Moon. By leveraging commercial partnerships to achieve lower costs and embrace higher risks, the CLPS initiative has successfully initiated regular lunar missions, bringing us closer to answering fundamental scientific questions. However, as this model demonstrates its potential in lunar landings, there is a compelling case for extending its principles to low-cost scientific missions and instrumentation. The essence of CLPS lies in its iterative approach, allowing for multiple attempts and learning opportunities that can ultimately lead to greater scientific returns. This mindset can be equally beneficial for scientific instruments and missions which are often constrained by budgetary limitations and risk aversion. Craig Hardgrove, a planetary scientist and professor, argues that the scientific merit of a mission should not be diminished simply because it is conducted on a lower-cost platform. Instead, the focus should be on the value of the scientific questions being addressed regardless of the financial implications. NASA's current framework for low-cost missions includes programs like PRISM payloads and research investigations on the surface of the Moon and SIMPLEx, small innovative missions for planetary exploration. These initiatives prioritize scientific merit, encouraging proposals that tackle critical questions identified by the planetary science community. However, Hardgrove points out that the traditional approach often leads to a one-shot-on-gold mentality which stifles innovation and limits the potential for scientific breakthroughs. The potential for a CLPS-inspired model in low-cost science missions is significant. By adopting an iterative mindset, scientists could develop new, simpler instruments designed to operate within the constraints of smaller spacecraft. This approach not only allows for more opportunities to test and refine these instruments but also maximizes the chances of achieving reliable scientific outcomes at a fraction of the cost of larger missions. Additionally, the reality of developing these instruments typically involves uncertainties, making multiple flight opportunities essential for gaining real-world experience and data. Encouragingly, NASA is beginning to recognize the value of planning for multiple attempts. The recent PRISM-SALSA solicitation, for instance, asked proposers to estimate the cost of rebuilding their payloads for potential repeat flights. This acknowledgement is a critical step towards fostering resilience and continuity in low-cost science missions. However, more robust support and funding mechanisms are needed to fully integrate this iterative approach into the scientific process. Real-world examples illustrate the benefits of this model. Recent missions such as Marco LACIA-Cube and others, despite varying degrees of success, have led to advancements in spacecraft miniaturization and innovative technologies. These missions have not only expanded our knowledge but also trained a new generation of engineers and scientists. Yet many of these teams only received a single opportunity for success, risking the loss of valuable knowledge and technology when setbacks occurred. In contrast, commercial lunar companies have benefited from multiple attempts, allowing them to learn from failures and refine their technologies. For instance, Intuitive Machines' Nova C lander, which encountered challenges during its initial mission, has been selected for subsequent projects, illustrating how iterative attempts can lead to improved outcomes. NASA's willingness to support these commercial endeavors highlights the importance of a flexible approach that embraces learning and innovation. As space exploration continues to evolve, it is imperative that NASA apply the same iterative, multi-attempt framework to its low-cost scientific missions. Doing so not only enhances the potential for scientific discovery but also ensures the sustainability and growth of our exploration programs. To truly capitalize on the innovations that CLPS represents, the agency must foster an environment where scientific teams can learn from their experiences, build on their successes, and continue pushing the boundaries of knowledge. The future of lunar exploration and scientific discovery hinges on our ability to adapt and innovate. By embracing a CLPS-inspired mindset for low-cost science missions, NASA can ensure that we not only reach for the stars but also learn and grow from every journey we undertake. As we look ahead, The call for a more dynamic and resilient approach to space exploration has never been clearer. Recent advancements in cancer research are shedding light on the intricate relationship between RNA modifications and cellular stress responses, with significant implications for future cancer therapies. Researchers at Weill Cornell Medicine have identified a small chemical modification known as M6A on messenger RNA-mRNA molecules, which plays a crucial role not only in gene expression but also in how cells respond to stress, particularly in tumor environments. This discovery highlights the complexity of mRNA regulation and its potential therapeutic applications. In a study published in the journal Cell, the researchers found that the M6A tag serves as a sophisticated molecular switch that integrates translation dynamics with cellular stress signaling. Our study shows that M6A markedly alters ribosome dynamics, and these alterations mediate the destabilizing effect of M6A on mRNA. The authors noted, this finding underscores the importance of ribosome behavior in the degradation of mRNA, particularly those involved in stress responses. The mechanism of action involves ribosomes, the cellular machines responsible for protein synthesis, stalling when they encounter M6A modified mRNA. This stalling initiates a cascade of events leading to the recruitment of M6A reader proteins, which facilitate mRNA degradation. Interestingly, the study revealed that the location of the M6A tag within the mRNA sequence significantly influences the degree of degradation. Tags located in the coding region had a stronger destabilizing effect than those in untranslated regions. However, during periods of cellular stress such as nutrient deprivation or endoplasmic reticulum stress, ribosome activity diminishes, providing a reprieve for M6A tagged mRNAs. The researchers explained that this suppression allows these stress response mRNAs to accumulate, enabling the cell to adapt and survive challenging conditions. This adaptive mechanism could potentially be leveraged in cancer therapies, especially as researchers explored drugs that inhibit METTL3, the enzyme responsible for adding M6A tags to mRNA. Such treatments are currently in clinical trials and may keep stress response genes active, thereby disrupting cancer cell proliferation. Dr. Sami Jaffrey, senior author of the study and a prominent figure at Weill Cornell Medicine, emphasized the significance of these findings in predicting cancer responses to METTL3 inhibitors. Our new discovery suggests strategies for predicting the types of cancers that will respond to METTL3 inhibitors, which could help us identify the patients who will respond best to this therapy, he stated. This insight could lead to more personalized and effective cancer treatments in the near future. In a parallel development, the application of mRNA technology, which gained prominence during the COVID-19 pandemic, is now being explored in the field of oncology. Companies like BioNTech and Moderna are collaborating with healthcare institutions to develop personalized cancer vaccines that utilize mRNA to instruct the immune system on how to recognize and attack cancer cells. These vaccines leverage genetic sequencing and artificial intelligence to tailor treatments to individual patients, promising a significant advancement in cancer immunotherapy. As these innovative approaches continue to evolve, the regulatory pathway for new treatments remains a critical factor. The Food and Drug Administration (FDA) has emphasized the importance of efficacy data in vaccine development, which could impact timelines for approval. Both the landscape of cancer treatment and the technology used to develop vaccines are rapidly changing, suggesting a future where mRNA-based therapies could become a cornerstone in the fight against cancer. In conclusion, the intersection of RNA biology and stress response mechanisms presents exciting opportunities for advancing cancer therapies. As research progresses, understanding these complex regulatory systems will be essential in designing targeted treatments that not only improve survival rates but also enhance the quality of life for cancer patients. The coming years will likely see significant developments as these theories transition from the lab to clinical practice, promising a new era in oncology. In recent developments across the scientific landscape, several stories have emerged highlighting significant advancements and challenges in the fields of cancer research and public health. From alarming findings about household hazards to groundbreaking innovations in targeted therapies, these stories reflect the ongoing intersection of science, policy, and health. One particularly concerning study from Stanford University has revealed that gas stoves in homes could pose a substantial cancer risk, especially for children. Researchers found that benzene emissions from these stoves can elevate cancer risks nearly double for children compared to adults. In their analysis, they recorded benzene levels in 87 homes and identified that in poorly ventilated spaces, risk levels for children were alarmingly high, with lifetime cancer risks ranging from 1.92 to 12.03 in a million, far exceeding acceptable thresholds set by the World Health Organization. This research underscores a pressing public health issue, as approximately 90% of people's time is spent indoors. The authors of the study advocate for increased awareness about indoor air pollution and the importance of ventilation, suggesting that simple measures like opening windows can significantly reduce exposure to harmful emissions. On the therapeutic front, antibody-drug conjugates (ADCs) are emerging as a transformative approach in cancer treatment. For over 50 years, chemotherapy has dominated cancer care. Despite its often harmful side effects, ADCs represent a paradigm shift by combining the precision of monoclonal antibodies with the potency of cytotoxic drugs to target cancer cells directly. Dr. Alex Rickett, a medical oncologist, explains that these therapies are particularly promising for treating challenging forms of cancer, including leukemia and lymphoma. The selective nature of ADCs minimizes collateral damage to healthy cells, potentially improving patient outcomes and quality of life. However, challenges remain in manufacturing and ensuring consistent quality, which researchers and manufacturers are actively addressing. In another highlight from the scientific community, the Blavatnik Awards for Young Scientists in Israel recognize 3 outstanding researchers for their innovative work. Dr. Yonatan Stelzer from the Weizmann Institute, Dr. Benjamin Palmer from Ben-Gurion University, and Dr. Chaim Garfinkel from the Hebrew University were honored for their contributions to life sciences, chemical sciences, and physical sciences, respectively. Each laureate received a $100,000 grant to further their research, emphasizing the importance of nurturing young talent in science. The awards not only celebrate individual achievements but also reinforce Israel's position as a leader in scientific innovation. As we look to the future, these narratives highlight the importance of addressing both health risks associated with everyday products and the potential of novel therapies to transform cancer treatment. The findings on gas stoves call for public health initiatives to mitigate risks in residential settings, while the advancements in ADCs suggest a future where cancer treatment could become more effective and less harmful. Furthermore, the recognition of young scientists through awards like the Blavatnik Prizes illustrates the global commitment to fostering scientific discovery and addressing some of the most pressing challenges in health and medicine today. The interplay of research, public policy, and community awareness will be essential as we navigate these complex issues in the coming years. In a rapidly evolving technological landscape, the integration of artificial intelligence (AI) into educational frameworks and workforce preparation is becoming a pressing priority for leaders across the United States. Recently, an open letter signed by over 250 CEOs, including executives from major corporations like Microsoft and American Airlines, called for the mandatory inclusion of computer science and AI curricula in K-12 education. This initiative, spearheaded by advocacy organizations Code.org and CS4ALL, aims to address widening skill gaps and ensure that American students are equipped to thrive in a future increasingly dominated by technology. The letter, published in the New York Times, underscores the urgent need for educational reforms. It cites a 2024 study from the University of Maryland, which revealed that high school students with exposure to computer science can expect an 8% boost in early career earnings. Yet despite this potential, a 2024 survey from Code.org found that fewer than 7% of U.S. secondary students were enrolled in computer science classes, highlighting a significant disconnect between the demand for tech skills and the current educational offerings. Cameron Wilson, president of Code.org, emphasized the need for states to adopt these educational requirements, noting that only 12 states currently mandate a computer science course for high school graduation. It's a crucial moment in time, Wilson stated, advocating for computer science and AI education as essential components of the curriculum rather than mere electives. As K-12 institutions grapple with these changes, higher education is also adapting. Long Island colleges are re-evaluating their computer science programs in response to AI's transformative impact on tech jobs. With the landscape of employment shifting due to AI advancements, institutions such as Stony Brook University and Adelphi University are introducing new courses focused on generative AI and data science. This curriculum overhaul aims to prepare students for a job market where traditional roles are evolving and new positions are emerging. Professors like Lee Stemkowski from Adelphi University argue that while AI may automate certain tasks, it is unlikely to eliminate jobs entirely. Instead, AI is poised to change the nature of work within the tech industry. He pointed out that while entry-level positions may decline, the demand for advanced roles that leverage AI is set to increase. Supporting this sentiment, a survey indicated that 70% of college graduates believe training in generative AI should be a fundamental part of their education. IBM CEO Arvind Krishna echoed the sentiment of tailored education and training during his address at the 2025 Think Conference. Krishna highlighted the shift away from large generalized AI models towards smaller domain-specific models that can provide businesses with targeted solutions and enhance productivity. 99% of all enterprise data has been untouched by AI, he noted, indicating a vast potential for growth if organizations can harness AI effectively. As the job market continues to transform, experts predict substantial growth in AI-related job opportunities across various sectors, including finance, healthcare, and media. The World Economic Forum anticipates a 40% increase in the demand for AI and machine learning specialists by 2027, with salaries for these roles ranging from $94,000 to $118,500 annually. However, the road ahead is not without challenges. As generative AI tools are projected to replace a significant portion of entry-level positions, compelling students and professionals alike to adapt quickly. In this context, the collaboration between educational institutions and industry leaders is vital. As colleges and universities revamp their curricula to include AI-focused programs, they are also instilling a sense of optimism among students. Many are proactively engaging with AI technologies, launching startups and seeking internships with leading tech companies. The ongoing dialogue among CEOs, educators, and students reflects a crucial recognition that the future of work will require a workforce that is not only tech-savvy but also adept at leveraging AI to solve complex problems. As the integration of AI into everyday life accelerates, the emphasis on education that embraces these technologies will be key to maintaining competitive advantage in a global landscape. In conclusion, the call for mandatory computer science and AI education is more than a trend, it is a necessary evolution to prepare the next generation for a workforce that is being reshaped by technology. As initiatives like Unlock 8 gather momentum and educational institutions adapt their programs, the future holds promise for students who are ready to embrace the opportunities that AI will bring. The collaboration between industry and academia will be essential in ensuring that this transformation is not only successful but also equitable for all. Of the quest for nuclear fusion, often heralded as the ultimate solution for clean and abundant energy, has recently gained renewed momentum thanks to a surge of investment in technological advancements. Prominent figures like Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, and billionaire philanthropist Bill Gates are at the forefront of this movement, both backing various fusion startups that promise to unlock the power of the stars. In an interview earlier this year, Altman expressed his optimism, stating fusion's gonna work in the next few years, specifically citing Helion, a company where he serves as chairman and investor. If successful, fusion could revolutionize energy production, powering everything from artificial intelligence to cryptocurrency mining while significantly mitigating climate change. However, Altman's confident predictions are layered with the weight of historical skepticism, previous timelines for achieving practical fusion have repeatedly fallen short. The allure of fusion lies in its potential to generate energy without the carbon emissions associated with fossil fuels or the radioactive waste from current nuclear fission plants. Unlike fission, where heavy atomic nuclei split to release energy, fusion combines light nuclei such as hydrogen into heavier ones, releasing 4 times as much energy per reaction. Yet, the fundamental challenge remains: achieving the immense pressures and temperatures required for fusion on Earth akin to those found in the Sun's core. Despite decades of effort, no fusion reactor has yet produced more energy than it consumes. The International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor ITER, a massive tokamak currently under construction in France, aims to demonstrate net energy production but is not expected to be operational until the 2050s. However, recent breakthroughs, particularly from private startups like Halion and Commonwealth Fusion Systems, suggest that a shift may be on the horizon. Commonwealth Fusion Systems is developing its Spark tokamak, expected to be operational by 2026. The company claims it will utilize advanced technology to produce more energy than it consumes. "You would like a power plant to be very boring and predictable," said Brandon Sorbum, Chief Science Officer at Commonwealth. Meanwhile, Pacific Fusion is pursuing a different methodology, leveraging pulsed power techniques to achieve ignition, and has recently secured significant funding to accelerate its research. The financial backing for these startups has exploded, with private investment in fusion ventures tripling over the past decade and exceeding $2 billion in the last 2 years alone. Notable investors include Altman Gates and Silicon Valley's heavyweights. This influx of capital could signify a turning point. However, it also raises questions about whether the excitement is warranted or merely a bubble of hype. Experts remain cautious, with many suggesting that the aggressive timelines proposed by these companies may be overly optimistic. Ryan McBride, a nuclear engineering professor at the University of Michigan, expressed skepticism, stating, "It's going to be tough for anybody to put electricity on the grid by then." The challenges of producing a reliable and commercially viable fusion power plant are immense, encompassing engineering hurdles, material science issues, and the need for a stable tritium supply. Recent advancements in computational methods, such as those from researchers at the University of Texas at Austin, have shown promise in accelerating fusion reactor design and addressing long-standing issues with magnetic confinement. This could potentially streamline the development of fusion technologies and pave the way for practical applications. In a related development, Alpha Ring, a startup based in California, has announced the launch of its Fusion AI data center, designed to connect fusion research labs worldwide through a cloud-based platform. This initiative aims to foster collaboration and share data among researchers, potentially accelerating the pace of discovery in the field. While optimism abounds, experts warn against relying too heavily on fusion as an immediate solution to the climate crisis. As scientists like Tammy Ma emphasize, the magnitude of the challenges remains significant. We're all rooting for each other, but the magnitude of the challenges remaining means it will still take considerable work and some time to solve, she remarked. As the world grapples with the urgent need for sustainable energy solutions, the path toward nuclear fusion remains fraught with uncertainty. While the potential benefits are enormous, the journey toward practical fusion technology is likely to be long and complex. With continued research investment and global collaboration, the dream of fusion energy may inch closer to reality, but for now it remains a tantalizing promise rather than an imminent solution. In a groundbreaking achievement for the field of quantum physics, researchers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology (MIT) have successfully captured the first images of individual atoms freely interacting in space. This historic development not only illuminates the previously unseen behaviors of these fundamental particles but also enhances our understanding of complex quantum phenomena. The findings, published in the journal Physical Review Letters, promise to reshape how scientists visualize and study quantum interactions. Using a novel imaging technique known as atom-resolved microscopy, the MIT team devised a method that allows a cloud of atoms to move and interact freely before capturing their behavior at a precise moment. By briefly freezing the atoms in place with a lattice of light and illuminating them with finely tuned lasers, the researchers were able to take snapshots of their positions. This innovative approach enabled the visualization of two distinct types of atoms, bosons, which tend to cluster together, and fermions, which exhibit a pairing behavior critical for phenomena like superconductivity. Martin Zweierlein, the Thomas A. Frank Professor of Physics at MIT, expressed his excitement about the project, stating, "We are able to see single atoms in these interesting clouds of atoms and what they are doing in relation to each other, which is beautiful." This ability to observe quantum interactions directly could lead to significant advancements in our understanding of atomic behavior and pave the way for new quantum technologies. The study's implications are underscored by the fact that similar imaging techniques have been employed by other research teams, including one led by Nobel laureate Wolfgang Ketterle. Ketterle's group focused on visualizing enhanced pair correlations among bosons, while a team from École Normale Supérieure in Paris examined non-interacting fermions. By collaborating across institutions, these researchers are collectively advancing the frontiers of quantum mechanics. The significance of this work is further highlighted by the challenges that come with studying atoms. With a diameter of merely 1/10 of a nanometer, about 1/1,000,000th the thickness of a human hair, atoms behave according to the principles of quantum mechanics. This inherently probabilistic nature complicates our ability to observe them directly. Traditional imaging techniques allowed scientists to discern the overall shape of atomic clouds but fell short of revealing individual atom behaviors. Zweierlein's team overcame these limitations by employing their unique method to freeze and image atoms in their natural state of interaction. The results from their experiments shed light on the behavior of bosons, which tend to bunch together due to their ability to share a quantum state. This phenomenon, rooted in the principles first articulated by physicist Louis de Broglie, is crucial to the development of quantum technologies. The researchers also successfully imaged fermions, observing how they pair up, which is essential for understanding superconductivity, a key area of interest in both fundamental physics and practical applications. Looking ahead, the MIT team plans to utilize their imaging technique to explore more complex quantum phenomena such as those seen in quantum Hall physics. As Zweierlein noted, now we can verify whether these cartoons of quantum Hall states are actually real. This exploration promises to deepen our understanding of the quantum world and unlock new possibilities for future technologies. This research is supported by various funding sources, including the National Science Foundation and the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. As the field of quantum physics continues to evolve, the implications of these findings could extend far beyond theoretical applications, potentially revolutionizing technology as we know it. In a parallel development, a team of physicists at Columbia University has made significant strides toward the realization of room temperature superconductors, which could transform energy transmission and computing. Their research builds upon earlier groundbreaking work involving layered two-dimensional materials, specifically tungsten diselenide. By manipulating the crystalline structure of this compound, the team achieved superconductivity at relatively higher temperatures, a feat that could have profound implications for future energy solutions. The interplay between these two advances, imaging quantum particle interactions and developing practical superconductors, illustrates the rapid progress being made in understanding and harnessing the fundamental principles of physics. As scientists continue to unveil the mysteries of quantum mechanics, the potential for breakthroughs in energy efficiency and computational speed becomes increasingly tangible, heralding an exciting new era for technology and scientific exploration.